We're back with Matt Rogers. He's joined by life coach Rex Crain, who is here. We're here talking about your battle with depression, Matt. And why did you want to talk about this? Because it's usually guys don't want to do this. There's like, I'm a man about this, and you're a big football player, and right?
Yeah. No, I mean that's one thing that I love about this show is our fans. Because I mean, like Christina said in the open, 350 million Americans struggle or suffer from some sort of anxiety or depression. Right. So I really wanted to let people know that not only are they not alone on this, but we try to put the shell on the outside when we're really dying on the inside. Yeah. And not only are they not alone, but I really believe that by the end of this segment, they're really going to feel a lot better.
But back to why you decided to talk about it.
That's why I wanted to share. I wanted to share with people that this might be happening to you right now, but this is not how your story.
Did you know it was happening to you? At the time?
Yeah. What triggered it? Something had to have triggered it.
Well, and I love my mom. She always kind of taught me never get too high on the highs, never get too low on the lows. Yeah. And I've had some great victories in life, and I've had just some terrible, terrible defeats. And I would say what triggered it, what started it, is American Idol is probably like your high point. And I really, really hit that high point,
my friend.
The Rose. I'm not, discounting. I mean, the American Idol was the high point.
Singularly, you were a team there. You were alone on that.
And just at that point in my life, I literally went from here to here, and then you have all these other factors that come in, and it just starts.
Yeah. Can we figure out what we keep doing wrong? Why we never last for very long? What are we doing wrong?
Matthew, I have some news for you.
Yes.
We are going to see you in Hollywood.
Yeah! Yeah, baby, yeah. Come on!
Yeah. So I mean, that's the high point.
That was still season 3, and American Idol was still like hot, and that was a really big deal. And I often wondered what happened, because you go through such a high with all this adulation. You're going to these parties. You're being flown on private jets. You go to your hometown. People are showing up for you, and you get voted off. Boom. Right. It's over.
It wasn't so much that. I mean, it was more so, like I said, my mom, she was the one who always instilled in me, don't get too high on the highs, don't get too low on the lows. And what you guys don't know is about 7 months after that clip, which was the peak of my life, my mom ended up passing away of breast cancer after a long, terrible fight. So, I mean, I lost the greatest source of encouragement that I've ever known. And that's really when things.
Were you going down from American Idol, and then your mom's passing took you further?
Yeah. It's just, that's kind of the way life works. And I know that there's people at home kind of, saying like that's how it's like it snowballs and it gets worse and worse and worse. And
well, how did it manifest itself in you?
It started as like anxiety attacks, and it really got to the point to where you feel like you're losing your mind. Like, I mean, there were times I just wanted someone to hit me over the head with a hammer and just knock me out. And then you get so overwhelmed. And then it turned into depression. I didn't want to leave the house. I was afraid. It's like the fear grips you, and you like lose your identity in that fear, and you really don't want to do anything. Nothing sounds good. It's terrible, and you're overwhelmed. It's from the pits of hell, like for real. It's terrible.
Did you go through this alone, or were you married at the time? You had a child and you were married, right?
It started, lost my mom, had my girlfriend, and Terry, my wife, she really kind of, God puts people in your life for a reason at right times, and she kind of fulfilled that role, and it was awesome. And it was right around that time where I was at my low point, and this guy right here was in town, and he was speaking at a big event, and Peter Farrelly was started talking about Dumb and Dumber 2, and it comes out, and Rex said something. He said, "You're not what you feel, you're what you decide," and that like triggered something in my head, like, wow, I have options now.
Yeah.
So you went to speak, I understand, at church. What did you speak about that day?
We're helping people turn things around. Setbacks happen to everybody. And when setbacks hit people, what we were talking about that night, you start taking steps back, and it's easy to find yourself so far removed from where you wanted to be, even far from your dreams, your passions, your goals. And whether it's used to be slim, now you need the gym, or you get a bad report. And Matt was in a place that I think so many people are. Even Harvard said 63% of Americans right now, they believe their best days are behind them. They feel like they're powerless to do anything about their future. So in their mind, they're saying, why try? And Matt, though he had this persona where he has to be on and smiley, inside he's silently suffering, saying, I feel like I'm losing the ability to influence my own life and make decisions that can really give me a sense of fruitfulness, fulfillment, and want.
So as a speaker, I'm sure if you walk out of there going, if I reached just one person tonight, it made a difference in their life. Well, you did in this case, but specifically, what did you do? Do you feel from Matt or that you saw changing?
I think you pointed out the best at the beginning. Matt was vulnerable where he got to the point where he said, I'm tired of suffering, I need help. Most people, our pride says, oh, just stay in denial, keep medicating it one way or another. But Matt said, this is going to cost me too much for my family. This is going to cost me too much for the people who care about me. I need to be heroic enough and stand up saying, I need some help. And so I said, Matt, the great thing is you have the ability to choose. You're not what you feel. Even though your feelings are so fickle and they can fluctuate and tell you a reality that is so beyond where you're at, you can, number one, see things as they are. Because I think whatever we want to change in our life, you have to tell yourself the truth. If you don't tell yourself the truth, you give yourself permission to, not confront it. And you can't conquer what you don't confront. Right. So I said, Matt, tell yourself really what's going on. Yes, you lost your mom. Yes, you're feeling depression. And though you're feeling it, doesn't have to live in you. Don't make it worse, though, than it is.
Let me ask, how did you get yourself back on track? What words resonated with you that Rex said?
First and foremost, because it really is, something to pull out, and it really is the truth that it's, what changed me was the power of God. Like, knowing that this was happening to me, but it was not the way that God saw me. I'm feeling this, but this is not what I am. This isn't my story. So it's realizing that I wanted to start and see myself the way he saw me. And so God uses people, like we said, he puts people in your life. He uses people to promote people. And I believe, I'm giving credit to Rex. He used Rex to kind of pull me out of that. And, the three basic things that Rex taught me, I'm drawing a blank right now, but what were those three things that you taught me? The first one is see things how they are, but not worse than they are.
But then you had to see it better. And I think for you, that was your turning point. Mm-hmm. Like for people even watching, that was a turning point. Right. For you, you said your whole focus and vision had been about surviving the feelings of anxiety, depression, powerlessness. And it went from that to, I'm going to bring healing and I'm going to bring hope to everybody I meet. Yeah. And his life became about that. And even like the creator of the show, for instance, what are you, 80 years old now? Yeah. They were saying? Most people are slowing down at 80. He's speeding up. And that passion, he has a vision that even though he's gone through things in his life, that vision to create a place where things are better. This place is better for people.
Yeah. Right.
And that vision for Matt, I think, is what gave him the impetus to say, this is what my life's going to be about, and not just trying to survive feelings.
We're going to continue this conversation. Yeah. We're going to come back, and we're going to find out the darkest, lowest point for you.
Wow.
All right?
All right.
Don't go away.